Hey, and welcome back, fans of precious metals, to Florida Stacker on YouTube. In today's video, we're going to look at a way to leverage your financial gains in gold as the precious metal sits very close to its all-time high value now in US dollars. And speaking of US dollars, it is the decline of the US dollar strength as a result of many factors that we simply don't have time to get into that does continue to drive gold higher. Now, I personally like to save in physical silver and gold coins. It's just my thing, or stack them, as it's called, and really, why not? My government can't balance a checkbook and looks on track to default on its debt yet again. Everything is more expensive today than it was just a year ago. The news is fake. I could go on. The bottom line is I don't want to rely on my government to take care of me or my family, and so stacking is a way for me to take matters into my own hands and, over time, by working hard, can become my own bank. Now, another method that I like to play today is dabbling in and out of precious metals mining stocks with money that my company pays me each week as part of my 401k contribution to my retirement fund. Now, this does amount to 6% of my gross pay each week. Yes, I get it every Friday. So I'm definitely putting it to work, as this is, their contribution and not even my own. So it's kind of like free money, and it's not even taxed. Now, I like money, go figure, and I also like doing things my own way when it comes to my finances. So I like to pick and choose my own stocks to buy and hold or sell. And I began covering mining stocks a couple years ago here on the channel, so this isn't the first time I've, done this. Now, doing so caught the attention, however, of some sponsors, and today's video sponsor is US Gold Mining Incorporated, and that's where we're going to focus our attention. US Gold Mining Incorporated is stock ticker symbol USGO. Now, I've looked into the bullish case here with USGO and agreed to cover their company because, alas, I'm already a shareholder, and I think this company is one you may be interested in hearing about, and here's why. USGO is listed on the NASDAQ and is a newly minted exploration and mine development small-cap gold mining company that is focused on unlocking the substantial value of the Whistler Gold-Copper Project in Alaska. US Gold Mining completed a successful IPO, or initial public offering, of its stock last month, launching shares on the NASDAQ, so that's good, at around $9 per share. Now, a month later, the stock is trading near $16 per share today and seems destined to break over that $20 range and gain entry into the Russell 2000 Stock Index Fund, so let's hope that happens. I'm going to focus on three key aspects of this company, however, that I think make it a real gem. And lastly, I'm going to talk about a catalyst I see in the future as a shareholder that may push the price up even higher, so let's get to it. Now, the Whistler project is located 100 miles to the northwest of Anchorage, Alaska in the United States, so this is pretty good mining territory here. This region of Alaska is no stranger to mining, and I'm sure many of you have watched the hit show Gold Rush, which did focus a lot of attention in Alaska during that series. I think it ran something like 8 years. Now, there's plenty of power, water, and infrastructure here in this area, so we're talking full-time support for a mining operation. Plus, the workforce that lives in and around this area are mostly miners, so that's good stuff. First, let's take a moment for some education. I'm about to cover how much gold and copper we're talking about at Whistler today, and to do so, we need to use mineral resource classifications that I don't expect everyone watching to already know. All right, a mineral resource is a concentration or occurrence of material of intrinsic economic interest, or value, in or on the Earth's crust in such form, quality, and quantity that there are reasonable prospects for eventual economic extraction. So when a discovery like this is made, and you realize this particular property is loaded with gold and silver or copper, yeah, we're going to mine there. Now, mineral resources are further subdivided in order of increasing geological confidence into three categories, and those categories are inferred, indicated, and measured. As of today, the Whistler project contains 3 million ounces of what is known as indicated mineral resources and another 6.4 million ounces of what is known as inferred mineral resources. Inferred resources offer a lower level of confidence, so numbers here should be considered best estimates. Inferred resources offer a low level of confidence, but are calculated from techniques that have been proven reliable for decades and therefore are generally accepted as accurate, especially when it comes to determining the present value of a property. Indicated resources, however, have actually been sampled in the past, and based on those samples, an estimate is made with a higher degree of confidence for the remainder of the property. And the last one is the measured resource. And measured resources are indicated resources or the result of actual drilling in most cases, so real world results that have been verified. And that is exactly where this particular project is headed very soon. And we're going to talk about that here in just a second. So speaking of direction, let's look at the company's leadership now. And I honestly can't think of anyone out there on YouTube who breaks it down better than Mark Moss did on his YouTube channel about 10 days ago. So let's go ahead and listen in now on Mark as he talks about the CEO, Tim Smith.
One of my greatest secrets of success has always been success leaves clues. So what I'm doing is I'm looking for other people who have success and I just try to copy that, and then I can try to beat it. And I believe that success leaves clues. Successful people do the same things that lead to success. And so we want to follow success. We want to find successful people. We know they can repeat that. Tim Smith is one of those guys. Tim Smith is the CEO of this company, US Gold Mining. It's a NASDAQ listed company, USGO. But Tim Smith is the CEO. He left Newmont, which is one of the largest gold companies, most successful gold companies. And he also led exploration at Kaminak. Now, what's important is he left a very, very, very lucrative job at Newmont to come over here. Now, why would you leave a very lucrative job where you're making lots of money, have lots of success? Well, only because you think there's something better for you at the next company. Now, we know that he, working at a head of exploration at Kaminak, he got a company out of the ground, he explored it, brought it out of the ground, and was able to sell it off. And the deposit that he sold off was about 1/3 of the size of what USGO has today. And he sold that at a price of $130 per ounce in the ground. It goes for much cheaper, obviously, than what the gold above ground gets for. So he's done this before. Now, keep in mind, this was in 2016 when gold was only $1,300. So he's explored it, he's got the gold out of the ground, and he facilitated a sale at $130 an ounce. Now, he came on board with USGO to do the same thing. And if he's able to sell USGO at even half of that price, that's a 6x return from where we are just now today. So he's a legend. He's done exactly what USGO is trying to do. And now he's trying to do it there. You can see a track record of discovery and mine development, Kaminak Gold. Also, we have Alistair Still. He was also former Newmont Director of Corporate Development. So they brought over the successful people that have done the very things they want to do, and they're hoping that they can repeat that magic again.
Okay, so like Mark said, Tim has done this before with a lower gold spot price than we have today, and on a property with a lot less gold in the ground. That is precisely why he was brought in as CEO, and a future merger or acquisition is exactly what I see taking place here in the future, and here's why. Okay, so let's look at the company's share structure. It's a very tight share structure, okay, with a large concentration of insider ownership. Now, the parent company, Gold Mining Incorporated, is the largest holder of shares, and they hold just under 80% of all USGO shares today. Now, this is deliberate based on the company's confidence, okay, moving toward drilling this summer. So, coming up real quick. Now, those drill results are going to be huge, as they'll not only provide measured results, which are exactly the results investors would love to have knowledge of, but also much of the drilling that will take place is going to take place in previously unexplored areas of Whistler. Okay, so this is the big upside too. Now, big players in the space are looking to make acquisitions today, as there's just not enough discoveries being made in the world today, especially in desirable areas for mining gold. Also, the time it takes, from when a discovery is made until, precious metals are being extracted and brought to market can be very lengthy due to permitting and infrastructure, all sorts of things. So when a large company can find a company that is operating in an area with great infrastructure around a lot of other companies already, and they strike gold, right? New gold strikes like what we're expecting here in the summer, plus what we already know, then the opportunity for an acquisition becomes even stronger, okay? Several smaller mining companies have already been acquired in the area in recent years by giants such as Newmont after their positive drill results. And I believe that's why this summer's drilling is a huge catalyst and could really propel the value of the stock higher and make for a lucrative acquisition by a major player in the space. That, my friends, is the aim. That's how I see this playing out. There's just frankly not enough new gold discoveries, okay, today, and so this one's looking really good. Now let's wrap it all up here, and let's remind you that USGO was founded with the intent to unlock the value of this property by further investment through drilling, and that drilling's coming right up. The last results were from 2011 that gave us the data we have today, and it did show a tremendous amount of gold, silver, as well as copper on site, which makes up quite a bit of the property, but still a lot of the property has yet to be explored. Alaska and this region of Alaska in particular are very pro-mining. That's a plus. And there is a state-led initiative to improve the infrastructure in and around the site today. So a lot of favorable backing. Probably the most important is the dedicated leadership team, however, and I really wanted to emphasize that as Tim was brought in to lead this company through the next phase of drilling and then potentially become a lucrative opportunity for a large player in the mining space to offer as, to make a purchase, right? And that would really drive the share price up and do well for existing shareholders. Now, first, I'd like to thank US Gold Mining Incorporated for sponsoring today's video, and to all of my viewers and subscribers for watching today. And I really hope that you learned something not only about the company, but about mining. And we talked about the mineral resources, for instance. I hope you found that interesting. If you did, please leave a comment in the video description section or a complaint. I don't mind. And if you have any questions, I do look forward to seeing you all back again soon. Okay. Now, in my next video, we're going to unbox some new silver Australian kangaroos and also make more progress on that tube of silver Philharmonics that we recently started. So I hope to see you there again soon. Until next time.
Thank you for watching our video. I hope you subscribe to our YouTube channel.